Welcome into Wager Talk TV. I am Drew Martin, joined by Tony Mejia and Rob Vino of WagerTalk.com. Guys, we're talking Sunday NFL playoffs here. The Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. Looking at the Wager Talk odds screen, we're seeing the Chiefs opening up as 2.5-point favorites. Now 1.5 or 2, depending where you're shopping. We got a total of 54.5. Tony Mejia, coming to you first. Who do you like, Bills and Chiefs?
I mean, look, it's the fourth time these teams meet in less than 14 months, so they know each other very well. Obviously, played for high stakes in last year's AFC Championship. Chiefs won both of the 2020/21 meetings, and the Buffalo Bills took the Week 5 matchup 38-20. In that game, though, Melvin Ingram hadn't arrived for Kansas City. Tre'Davious White was still out there for Buffalo, and I don't think the Bills have really been exposed in terms of having White's absence tested. I mean, he was their top cover corner, and they've been playing in cold weather games. They've been playing against teams that like to establish the run and really are an explosive offensively, the way the Chiefs are with Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. And, last time that the Chiefs won over Buffalo, Kelce and Hill combined for 290 yards on 22 catches in last year's AFC Championship. The Bills obviously made big plays against Mahomes this year to win that game 38-20. Micah Hyde wrapped it up with a pick six. Mahomes looked kind of lost, and Mahomes was actually the leading rusher for Kansas City with 8 carries for 61 yards, scrambling around. There were some offensive line issues in that game. So now we fast forward to this one. Is it going to be a shootout? Or are these teams going to be stout up front defensively? I mean, this game could have a very unique personality. Very interesting to me that Buffalo has kind of moved the needle enough to essentially have this as a pick'em, to where if this game was in Buffalo, they would be favored, given the 3 points for home field. So, really interesting matchup. I think at this point, it's who do you trust more? Do you trust Josh Allen to have repaired the accuracy issues, to use common sense in the red zone, and to beat Mahomes? Have you seen that Mahomes be sloppy enough earlier this season to kind of write him off when he's clearly playing his best football? So it's an eye of the beholder game. I'm going to stick with the Kansas City Chiefs, though, especially with the line moving the way it is. I mean, it could come down to even a money line bet at this point. Given where the market is going, you might as well just buy the money line and write off the 1.5, 2 points.
Yeah, good stuff there, Tony. And Rob, coming to you, Tony covered a lot there. It's an interesting type of handicap, with these two teams playing last year in the playoffs, then Buffalo already going into Arrowhead and looking dominant against the Chiefs. Now, this is a kind of a different ball game that was months ago. How much does that change things in your mind, Robbie? And what are you looking to bet side total-wise here, Chiefs and Bills on Sunday?
Yeah, Tony covered quite a bit of the territory I was going to cover. And in fact, the most important point, I think, to this ball game. But let me go back and just go over a couple of things here where that first meeting was concerned, right? Because that game was played, and we all remember it, right? Kansas City's early season was filled with turnover fiascos. And this was one of those games. They lost turnover margin 4-0 in that game. They fumbled a first quarter kickoff on their own 34. Buffalo did not turn that into points, luckily for KC. Kansas City threw a third quarter pick six touchdown for Buffalo. The very next drive, the Chiefs go 67 yards all the way to the Buffalo 8 and throw an interception. Late in the fourth quarter, they get to the Bills 15 and they fumble. And amongst all of that, they had a turnover on downs at the Buffalo 32. So they're living in Buffalo territory. But like all those games, the first 6 games of the year where Patrick Mahomes was just giving the ball away for free, or a lot of it wasn't his fault, right, guys? There were deflections and stuff like that. But regardless, Kansas City was driving coast to coast and turning it over without getting any points. To their credit, the defense held the Bills to only 7 points on all 4 of those turnovers. The turnover on downs did result in an ensuing touchdown drive for Buffalo. So maybe you would say 14 off of turnovers if you want to count that. When Kansas City turned the ball over on downs in the second quarter, that game was 17-10. There's an opportunity there to kick a 49-yard field goal and make it 17-13 if Bucker comes through. They didn't choose that. They went for it. And that 17-10 immediately turned into 24-10 Buffaloes. That's kind of a turning point in this game. Here's the major point for me, guys. Buffalo's got the number one rated pass defense in the NFL right now, statistically. However, this Tre'Davious White thing is as big of an absence. And I think, at the time when Tre'Davious White went down against the New Orleans Saints, it was Chicken Little. The sky is falling. That's it. Buffalo Super Bowl chances are ruined. I mean, the media coverage of it, a lot of the thought process was Buffalo can't do it without this guy. However, like Tony said, you know who they played? The 7 games they played since then? And in fact, if you take the rest of that New Orleans game, New Orleans ranked 32nd in pass defense in the NFL this year. So since then, since he got hurt, they played New England 3 times. Don't really threaten you throwing the football. They played Atlanta, where Russell Gage was their number 1 wide receiver. Don't really threaten you. Carolina, 29th ranked pass offense. Don't threaten you. The New York Jets, Zach Wilson, don't threaten you. The only team that they played that could throw the ball downfield and expose Tre'Davious White on a corner was Tampa Bay, and they threw for 351 and scored 33 points. Patrick Mahomes, first time around in this game with White present, 272 passing, 354 passes, but 272 passing. I think that's been, until Tony brought it up, I really hadn't heard anybody discussing it. So kudos to you, Tony, for picking that out. I think it's a big deal here. I think KC's probably, slightly the right side. But I do look at the weather here, seeing 49 degrees a high for the day, 32 a low. This game might have over written all over it again because Kansas City had numerous chances they let get away. Buffalo had numerous chances they let get away. I just don't know if 54.5 is enough. I might look over in that contest.
Okay, looking towards the over, the mid-50s here, guys. Chiefs and Bills. You heard Robbie Vino and Tony Mejia. Check them both out at WagerTalk.com. Guys, also, we're talking about line movement here. Opening up 2.5. That's the Chiefs as the favorite, down to 1.5 at some sports books. If you're wanting to get the most live, free, up-to-date odds in the industry, make sure to check out WagerTalk Odds Screen. It helps you out winning these bets, close games, NFL playoffs. It's an efficient market, guys. It can help you out. So check it out. WagerTalk Odds Screen, WagerTalk.com. I'm Drew Martin for Tony Mejia, Robbie Vino. Enjoy the games, guys. Thanks for tuning in.